Hi, beautiful people. I know some people have difficulties dealing with haters, but don't care what a hater got to say, because a hater doesn't dictate who you are. A hater doesn't dictate your reality. God, is the one who dictates your reality. And let me tell you something. People are always going to talk about you, all right? Whether you're doing good, whether you're doing evil, when you're dead and when you're alive, people always going to be talking about you. You need not to care what people have to say about you, and you don't need their opinions to validate who you are. Do you understand me? Look at Christ. They hated him. Look how they talked bad about Christ, and he died for the sins of the world. You never even died for these people's sins. These people never died for your sins. So who cares what they have to say about you? Look what they said about Christ, who died for the sins of the whole world. You really care what them people got to say about you? Whether you dead, at the funeral they going to be talking about you. Whether you living, they still going to be talking about you. You care about what people have to say? If you're doing good, they're going to talk about you. If you're doing bad, they're going to talk about you. If you rich, they're going to talk about you. If you broke, they're going to talk about you. People talk about people. That is why you have a mouth to talk. It doesn't mean that you had to agree with everything that come out of these people's mouth. Fuck what a hater gotta say. 100%. You don't need to care. The thing about this was Christ validating what people had to say about him? People are gonna hate. That is what haters do. But listen, if they ain't hating, you ain't popping. If you ain't giving them something to talk about, and don't address no rumors. Let them talk what they want to talk. Because people have a mouth. They use it for evil. They use it for good. They use it to speak the truth. They use it to speak lies. Don't let nobody figure out. Don't address no rumors. Don't address no he say, she say. Let them say what they want. Look what they said about Christ. He was hated. He was rejected, and he was despised. And he was wiser than all those people who hated him. And he died for them too. So you really care what people got to say? You better stop caring what people got to say. You better start caring how you care about yourself. You better start caring about how God feels about you. You better start caring what God has to say about you. Remember, a lie is but for a moment. So you don't have to clean up no rumors. Let them talk. Because out of the mouth of fools pours out foolishness. The truth is forever. The truth is eternal. You can't change the truth. You can't smear the truth. The truth is the truth, whether they like it or they don't. Listen, them people who conspired against Mordecai, Haman, and he was telling all those lies on Mordecai. Did not the truth come out about Haman? Did not the truth come out about Mordecai? And that Haman was a jealous old hater, spreading rules and lies and gossip. And what happened to him? He died. He was hanged with his whole house. Everybody in his house was hanged. You understand? You think you need to address anybody talking any lies on you? You don't need to address none of that. Oh, I'm looking at a heron right now. If you see it, I don't know if I could zoom in a little bit. Yeah, it's a heron. So people always gonna talk. But listen, the lie is only but for a moment. Who cares if they conspire against you? Listen, let me tell you something. You see God? Did God stop Daniel from being thrown in the lion's den? No. Did God stop Haman from lying on Mordecai to have him killed? No, he didn't. Did he stop Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego from going in the fiery furnace? No. No, he didn't. Because these people, what they're doing to you is a testimony for your story. They're going to be a story in the scriptures. Do you understand? Because God has to show his great power and his strength to save you. So let them talk what they want to talk. Let them say what they want to say. Let them conspire. Let them gather. God said they will surely gather, but anyone who gathers against you shall fall for thy sake. So let them gather. Let them conspire. Let them lie. Because listen, who was thrown in the lion's den? Wasn't those men who transpired against and conspired and told lies on Daniel? Didn't they go into the lion's den? Didn't them and their whole family were thrown in there? Do you see how this thing works? Let people tell lies on you. Let them speak what they want to speak.
Don't let it tell
Because
lies
guess
on
what?
you.
The truth will always be revealed. What's in the dark always comes to the light. Let them talk what they want to talk. Because who went into the lion's den? Who did the lions eat? Those men who lied on Daniel and their wives and their children. Who died when Haman conspired and told lies and framed Mordecai? Who died? Haman and his whole family and his whole house. God lets these things happen so he can vindicate you, so he can rise you up. So let them people say what they want. You're a winner. God's going to show you in your story. It's your story that you're building. They're building their part in your story. They're the villains in the story. Do you get what I'm saying? Remember, I told you everybody has a story, but what part of the story do you play? So you have to understand, where are you coming in? Are you the hero in your story? Are you the villain in your story? So Haman was the villain in the story. Now, what did God do to Jezebel? Did she get Elijah's life like she wanted it? No. He had her fed to the dogs. So you get what I'm saying? Let them people lie. Let them say what they want. Because a lie, as the scriptures of God tells you, a lie is only but for a moment. The truth is forever. God is going to vindicate you. This is a part of your story. They're playing their part. They're playing their part in your story so you can have victory over them. So let them all gather, because they're going to all scatter and they're going to have a part to fill. You understand me? Do you get what's happening? That's why God allows it. He allows it so he can give you justice over them by his great power, to know that it was not anyone else who saved you but God. It was no other power that saved you but the power of God. It was no other than your prayers were being answered by God. Just when you think it's not going to happen, boom, that's when he surprises you. So he didn't stop Daniel from going into the lion's den. He was in there so he could save him. God is salvation. He gives you salvation. He wants you to always believe that he's with you and he will never leave you, and he will never forsake you. And he gives you salvation over your enemies. Let them talk. Let them set snare. They set a snare, they'll fall in it. They set a trap, their own foot will be taken. They do witchcraft, the witchcraft goes on them. They lie, they'll be justified for these things. That's why God lets it happen, because he wants to punish them for their wickedness. It's beautiful, people. I hope this uplift you. So don't care about what these people got to say. Let them talk. God will make sure the truth comes out. What's in the dark always comes to the light. A lie is but for a moment. Stay blessed, beautiful people of God.